Hello, hello, hello. My name's Elder, and welcome back to the Open Debate. I've been switching up the format here of the way the video will be presented quite a bit lately, but hopefully you like this one, and this is something we can stick to for a little while. So, how's everybody doing tonight? This is your first time on the channel. Welcome. If it's not, welcome back. How's everybody doing? So, we're going to be getting into quite a few different things this evening, and it's not going to be your average stream. I'm essentially just going to be hanging out, relaxing, chilling out. Got a few snacks here, a little bit of cheesies, got some goldfish, and also got my water. Make sure that I stay hydrated. But yeah, tonight's just going to be an impromptu stream where we go through YouTube, watch different videos, analyze them, and just hang out, relax. Chilled, relax Friday stream here on the Open Debate. Because, hey, why not? This is a place to come and hang out, open forum. Make sure that you drop a comment in the chat there below. And if you would like to support the channel, or if you would just like to have your words shown on screen, you can always donate through Super Chat, and your message will show up on the screen looking something like this.
This is a test donation for CA dollar.
So, I finally got that working again. Yes. So yeah, links in the description and in the chat. If you, but regardless, just make sure that you comment down below, because that brings the conversation all together, and it's not just me here talking alone in my bedroom. Tonight, to start off, I have a video that I'd like to watch. It's going to be, I try to think of things that aren't politically controversial, but I always just tend to gravitate towards those things. So we're gonna start off with this video from Vice. Everybody loves Vice, right? And it's like this Democrat goes to a Trump rally to try and understand MAGA lovers. When I saw this, I thought this should be pretty interesting, this should be interesting, see what other people have to say if they are interested in speaking with each other. By the way, good to see you, Sparky OG. I always think that it's good to have a conversation with people who disagree with the things you believe in, but evidently that's not always the case. And so we're going to take a look at this Vice video, and I'm going to turn my mic down. If it's still bleeding through, let me know in the chat, and also if you can't hear me when I speak to you, let me know. Just let me know how the audio sounds, let me know how the video sounds throughout this whole situation, because live streaming is a new format for me, and I'm getting there, so help me get there, guys. I will pause the music, and let's get right into this video.
It was taken away from us, but we should have. We did great in New Hampshire. We should have won New Hampshire, but that's okay.
President Donald Trump threw himself another rally on Thursday night in a state he nearly clinched in 2016. According to him, his Manchester, New Hampshire event even broke the venue's attendance record set by Sir Elton John. This is Lucas Meyer, the 29-year-old president of the New Hampshire Young Democrats, who is working to stop Trump from flipping the state. We invited him to the rally.
Why did you agree to do this rally today?
I agreed to do it today because, one, I think it's instructive to experience that. I mean, this is a really unique time in our country's history. Maybe I'll learn something new. Like, I don't count on it, and part of it is I want to see it to motivate myself for the next year and a half, to see what sort of rhetoric, what we're up against.
In full disclosure, I have actually watched this once before, and when I initially saw him speaking about his reasoning behind going to the rally, it was so telling at the beginning of this video how this was going to turn out. this man does not, in my opinion, seem very receptive to hearing other people's points of views. Let me rephrase. That's the wrong way to put it. He doesn't seem receptive to changing his points of views at all. There seems to be nothing that would ever change his mind. And that's a good thing to start a discussion around, asking somebody, what is the most extreme thing that would make you change your mind on this subject? It doesn't have to be real. It's just something that you can make up. What would it be that would make you change your mind? And if they can't fathom anything, the conversation may not go very far, but you may give them some new information, so it's still worth having. But I just thought I'd point that out and let everybody know. So we'll continue on.
It's always good whenever you're organizing to remind yourself like why you're doing this and like what drives you to do it. And sometimes like confronting that hate is like the only way to do it.
Yeah, this is not what Manchester looks like on a average Thursday afternoon. This feels like a carnival.
Meyer has gone to one other of these events, but that was as a protester. This time, he wanted to try and understand why people support this president at all.
We have Lucas here, who's a Democrat.
Respect it.
How would you convince someone like Lucas to vote for the president in 2020? What do you think he's doing right?
Okay, so my first question is, do you love America?
Yes.
Okay, because that's a huge problem on the left right now is that they don't love America. They hate Trump more than they love America. So I love my country more than just about anything in the world. And I would say that if you love our country, vote for Trump because he's doing everything he can to protect our nation.
Can we unpack that love for America and what does that mean to you, and what about what the president has done makes you think that he loves America?
He loves America because of his foreign policy, how he's being hard on our borders, he's being hard on other countries that that are disrespecting us and have been for decades, and that's why I love him. I want everybody to be here. I want everybody to love our country as much as I do.
I think Donald Trump has fundamentally changed our country in a number of ways, and I guess a question to you,
for
think...
the better or for the worse?
For the worse.
For the better. Has he done anything good?
He has energized a lot of my friends to get off their ass and do something, so that's good.
He didn't find much common ground, not even with someone who once voted blue.
I am a registered Democrat, and
Is that a surprise?
I'm not in New Hampshire.
I've been watching since 2016. I've been watching because I was a Bernie girl. He had something really special. And I followed that whole process, and I watched what the Democratic Party did to him, what the Democratic National Committee did to him, and I was disgusted. And I will never vote for another Democrat so long as the party continues down that path.
Does she have a point? About 2016 and how Bernie was treated by the party?
Here in New Hampshire, we're in a state where Bernie won handedly, right? So I personally do not see that there were institutional hurdles thrown at his campaign. I think Hillary Clinton pretty fairly won that race.
Are you of the opinion that she won the popular vote?
I think that's a fact. I don't think that's an opinion. I think that's a fact that she won the... No, you disagree? She didn't.
I disagree, but okay.
So there's a fundamental disagreement between these two individuals and what they consider to be facts. And that's a scary thing in today's society, that two people can live in the same society and view one situation completely differently and hold truth in different areas. It's actually almost mind-boggling to me. But it's a sign of how far divided things are getting and how much this bridge needs to be built between people, between individuals. Because that's who we all are, and do not forget it.
When the time came, thousands of superfans stood outside the venue to catch a glimpse of 45 on the Jumbotron.
Your devotion and your drive, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning.
That was one of his longest speeches that I've ever heard. How are you feeling now?
Awful. Terrible.
Do you think he's an effective messenger
Yeah.
for his campaign?
Yeah. It's easy to message when you lie. He is very savvy about how to lay out his argument, in that anything he says that will be fact-checked and be proven to be totally fucking bullshit. Right after, but the fake news will tell you otherwise. That feels like fascism to me. That feels really dangerous to me. And we saw it in those, what seemed like very civil conversations, but we were talking right past each other, right? Because they were operating under a whole different other set of facts than what I was operating under.
Did you learn anything at all from speaking with the Trump supporters before the rally?
I learned that we have to work our asses off if we're gonna beat them. Because the level of, I don't know what the word is. The only thing that comes to mind is indoctrination. They're going to be people who are really, really bought in and have no connection to what's actually happening in the world, in my opinion. And to overcome that, it's going to take a lot of work.
You could see in his eyes the delusion and he didn't want to accept that he just was witness to what he was witness to, and that, like, look at these people coming out of this rally. First of all, look at this guy. Look at him speaking. Like, he looks, these stills aren't doing it. He looks fine. He looks fine in the stills. But
Speaking
honestly,
with the Trump supporters before the rally.
when this guy's speaking, he looks like he is so afraid. Look at him. Look at those eyes bulging out. He's afraid. He's nervous. He's deranged. He's erratic. Look at him contemplating, thinking about what he just witnessed and how he's gonna beat the Republicans. This is coming from an outside perspective. Like, look at these people coming out of the rally at the end. And, like, even when they say, like, I hear them say at the end, they're like, Trump 2020. And it sounds so friendly and just fine, like.
What's actually happening in the world, in my opinion. And to overcome that, it's going to take a lot of work.
Right? Like, that was, like, this old lady, Trump 2020. It's like, okay, relax yourself there, fucking hipster Andy, like, chill yourself out. He literally said that it feels like fascism. What? People having a good time, people embracing their country, people wanting their country to aspire and do well. This is the problem with the left, in my opinion. And I'm not a member of the right. I'm not a political affiliate. I try to come at this, I guess you could call me a centrist. I just try to come at it from a nuanced point of view and look at the facts, look at what I see in front of me, and just try to be a logical individual, a rational person. But when I watched this, I thought to myself, it's pretty funny. It was worth watching with you guys, but I didn't want to do a whole video on it. I do a lot of different takes on Vice. They're not my favorite news organization or journalistic organization, whatever you want to call them. They used to be pretty cool. They used to be what people considered on the cutting edge of bringing you real information. They were slightly edgy, bringing you just the interesting content that you were aspiring to see on not only the internet, but on the internet. And I think they had a magazine when they first started. But they've become this liberal talking point. I saw The Gathering. There's this dude who has a YouTube channel. Clearly, if you're here on YouTube, you may know who he is. And he was just going over a comparison between some movie from, I don't know, it's called Knock Down the House with AOC, and then comparing it to Dave Chappelle's new stand-up and the audience score to the Rotten Tomato score, and just looking at the contrast and disparity between the way individuals what individuals have to say about things that they see online and that they view, and the way that the media tries to push a narrative onto people and then their response to that. So I just found that interesting. So let me know what you think about that. Look at what's up. It's Toomey. That's a cool fuck. Really? He's been there? I don't think so. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe. But I feel like you've been there for a while, man. Okay, so we're gonna get to the next, not like story, but just the next thing that we're chilling with, and that's the fact that it continues with this outrage culture that we've been talking about. Keep the comments flowing there. Let me know what you thought about this Democrat going to a Trump rally to try to understand mega lovers. I think that the title of the video is pretty misleading because he did not go there to understand anything. He went there to, essentially, in my opinion, gather counterintelligence in order to bash the fash. But that's just my opinion. So we're going to get into the next story, or whatever you want to call it. And it continues with this outrage culture. ContraPoints. If you don't know who ContraPoints is, that's fine. You probably don't. I think ContraPoints is a transgender YouTuber who talks about liberal things. They are a liberal person, someone who holds, I think, a lot of the same values as I do. I've listened to them speak a lot, not a lot, but a few times in different debates where they weren't necessarily the one on the end that was dishing out the most combative arguments, but they still hold, like, she still holds her own, whatever you want to call her, him, whatever you want to do, be your own person, but they hold their own. I think they're a good YouTuber. I think that ContraPoints is just good. I like her. I think she does a good job. You know, we hold different opinions, that's for damn sure, but there are some that we agree on, and I like the way that she tackles just debate and talking to other people. And so this story is about the fact that the left, which she seems to be a bastion for, like, just everybody loves her, has turned their backs. So it's like, yo, if someone like this can't even stay safe, why would you even try? Why would you even want to be on somebody's side like that? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So this is a video from Black Pigeon Speaks. Give a little shout out because obviously one of the greatest YouTubers who was also deplatformed from YouTube a little while back, but public outcry brought him back, and here he is giving us amazing content like this that I'm piggybacking off of right now. I'm sorry, but I think that it's worth talking about, and I just wanted to bring it up. You know, we're hanging out, we're doing whatever, so let's chill. Let's get into it. I'll give some more commentary, I guess, over this, because I'm not just gonna steal this guy's video. But if you want to go check it out in its entirety, obviously head on over to Black Pigeon Speaks. He has an amazing channel. If you don't know already, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, the video starts off in this college class. Apparently, it seems like some sort of college class, and these people seem to be protesting. Who knows what they're protesting? Who knows what it says? Ban culture or something? Who knows? Whatever they're protesting, listen to what they say. Just listen to them and try not to laugh. If I was in this class, I would have had to say something. I cannot stay silent around people like this. This makes me cringe.
So, the crocodile has finally come to...
All right, so like that that could use a discussion all on its own, okay? What side are you on? Not your side. Let's just get into this video, and I'll let the little BPS speak for a little while.
So, the crocodile has finally come to eat their own, and cancel culture has so unexpectedly escaped the control of the progressive echo chambers from whence it was hatched, and has been weaponized to a frenzy ideological cacophony, and it is now turning on its creators. The spiraling politics of the progressive left. And you know what? I really don't even like that term to describe these people anymore. So for at least the purposes of this video, I'm going to call them the alkalites of woke. And that woke comes with a capital W. Well, they now have, like a cult, over the past couple of years now, been pushing their increasingly narrow, viciously crazed, and hostile worldview to new and ever wider extremes. We've seen time after time and example after example of the woke eating their own for the slightest of deviations from dogmatic beliefs and even a hint of individual thinking. And now it would appear that the end times have arrived with the takedown of one of their greatest generals, a high priest of the movement, a demigod, if you will, and it lays bare for all to see, of course, not only the zealotry and fanaticism of the followers of woke, but also the sheer reality that the West, for all intents and purposes, is now locked within a cultural civil war between the new secular religion of woke and its followers and everyone else.
The religion of woke seems to be an ongoing theme, and yeah, this video is pretty juicy, but it gives a good overview, I guess, of what is going on. And I think that Black Pigeon has a pretty good mindset, because I don't think he lives within the United States either. And for people who don't live and aren't being affected directly by the influx of media that's pushed on you each and every day, and being surrounded by people that are spewing narratives depending on where you live in the country, if you have an outside perspective, it's easy to see how far divided, how much of a division there is between the right and the left right now, but the center and the left and the center and the moderate right, you can see the disparity. You can see how far and how their beliefs align, and it's very clear to see. The left has become the new authoritarianism, the new authoritative right. They want to control everything that you say and do, how you feel, what you think, how you act, and they claim that it's all in the good. It's all for the good of mankind, and it's so that you don't make anybody else feel bad. What about my fucking feelings, bitch? What if I feel bad? Yes, everybody should be. The whole thing is that a society should be promoting people who support. They should just be promoting a state of well-being and people that support each other and lovingness and well-being. We shouldn't be forcing this upon each other. We should be actively saying that we disagree with the way that certain people act, if they choose to act that way. But we have to give them the ability and the right and the freedom to act that way and feel as though they can act that way if they're ever going to if they're ever not going to feel that way, or if they're ever going to change their mind. If somebody thought that if they had racial tendencies or something, and they were never able to enact that, they would just hold those inside themselves and probably always feel that way. But if they perhaps enacted them, not physically or violently against somebody, but got with other people who felt the same way, and they all discussed, oh, well, I don't like this race of people because this, and then, they may not feel that way after just a little bit of discussion. It could go the other way. They may really feel that way. But when they put their opinions into the public, does the public support them? Do they feel the same way? It should all be open, an open discussion. That's hence the name, the open debate. But I think that it's clear to say we need to keep open minds and open the door to discussion and change and allow people to be themselves and discuss reasons around why we disagree, if we disagree, not just cancel what's happening, not just shut it off, turn off the notifications, delete, block, never see it again. I want this out of my life. Guess what? Life's hard. Anyways, done ranting. Let's keep going on.
So, for those of you that aren't familiar, there is a YouTuber that goes by the name ContraPoints. And to be honest, I've not watched much of the content produced on that channel. I've watched more takedowns by others of the material produced there, as it's basically pretty hard to get through. I feel like I lose about 10 IQ points per minute. But that doesn't really matter. Briefly, ContraPoints is a male to female transgender YouTuber. And I'm not sure how far along ContraPoints is on the journey to gender reassignment, whether just wearing dresses and nail polish or having had sex reassignment surgery. That doesn't really matter. To be concise, ContraPoints has been, for at least the last year, I think, the de facto leader of woke politics online. The channel and its creator have been hailed as heroes for the so-called de-radicalization of young men. While I've seen no actual proof of this, that doesn't really matter anyways either, as they claim to be de-radicalizing young men from the right, and they're also able to enroll these same men as eager participants and new members in the Church of Woke. I will leave a video link in the description to a video made by Sargon of Akkad for those that want a longer and more explanatory video on who ContraPoints is and the current feeding frenzy by the Church of Woke on their former prophet. To put it briefly, ContraPoints has recently deleted their Twitter account after having been attacked not by the far right, not by the centrists, but by other members of the LGBT community for their sacrilegious crimes against the dogma of woke. Now, to be clear, ContraPoints is a transgender person, but ContraPoints was relentlessly castigated by the very same community that they have been leading for quite some time. The reason for this was a series of tweets that many in the LGBTQ community felt were broadly anti-trans in view, and specifically, they charged ContraPoints with hating non-binary people. So in the ensuing drama, ContraPoints, now being said to be a hater of non-binary people, deleted their Twitter account, and there was many non-binary people in that community cheering the downfall of what was basically their greatest voice and advocate. Like Jordan Peterson, it would seem that ContraPoints hasn't been an organic blossoming of an internet personality, but has been pushed hard both by online publications as well as the mainstream media, and given what seems to be social media algorithm boosts that help at places like Twitter and more so at YouTube. Now, I think there is an inkling under the cultural zeitgeist in the West today, and a realization that is beginning to emerge and dawn on many people, and this particular drama with ContraPoints kind of exemplifies what is emerging in the post-Christian West, and it is exampled very readily by the adherents of woke that this is simply not a political position that we are looking at, or it is an emerging new substitute religion with all the character, practices, and accoutrements of one.
We need to kill all men. I am sick of being a baby factory that produces more men that will just, in the future, subjugate me. So the only answer to that is to kill male babies and just kill any man that you see, like in the streets, like any swinging dick. Just kill him.
Donald J. Trump is now president.
So that's I guess he doesn't actually really get too into the details around what is happening with ContraPoints, and I really actually haven't gotten into it too far. So if you'd like to delve into that other video with Sargon of Akkad, I'm fine with going and checking that out. I saw the one tweet where she was talking about, or whatever, they were talking about the fact that in a group of females, they always have to go around and name pronouns, yada yada yada, just because they're there. And you know, I have no doubts in my mind saying that that she's being attacked right now. And once again, to reiterate, it wouldn't be coming from the right. It's coming solely from the far, far authoritarian left. But yeah, you know, I think that this is a clear turning point in time right now, which is strange because the 2020 elections are coming up, right? And so that's going to be a really big deal, depending on how those go. But in the culture war, we just have a few things happening at the moment that seem to be revolutionary. So Dave Chappelle releasing that comedy special, and you know, I haven't really seen him make any statements about it, but as long as he just holds strong, doesn't back down, does his thing, says, you know what, like, I am who I am, you wanna fuck around, fuck off. But that's really good. I think that's a sign, and it's showing individuals that, hey, it's okay to make a joke, it's okay to make light of a situation, because for a lot of people, that's how they get through a tough situation, a bad situation, something that's really tough that they don't necessarily, that they can't necessarily get through without that laughter, without that enjoyment. And so that mixed with things like ContraPoints being attacked, like, this is somebody who is an influential figure for the left, the LGBTQ community in particular. That is quite a minority of people, but the voice is very large online, especially on Twitter. And to have them eating themselves so frequently, it really shows the average or moderate individual, I'm staying away from that. I'm not going anywhere near that. Like, I'm not going to get involved with somebody who, if this person who was your saving grace, someone who you looked up to this entire time, could say one thing, one tweet away from being canceled, I'm not dealing with that. That's not for me. Like, I'm out. I'm already out. Not even before it even begins. I'm shutting that down before it even starts. So I don't know. No one really said anything in the chat, but I'm just gonna see what's up. See what's up. So you got that link in here. Is he lying? He's lying. Is he lying? Yeah, apparently. But I can just do that. Go to his channel. See how far back the video is, see if we can find it. Not really super worried. Not really super worried, because we can just move on to something else. That's pretty much the end of it. We're talking about outrage culture and the fact that the left eats themselves every single day, each and every day. But little Alex Jones interview. That'd be really cool. Talk to Alex Jones, see what kind of crazy conspiracies he's got going on today. So, I guess we'll just move on to the last little thing we got going on here. Hard to describe. I don't know. Like, I just want to hang out, chill out, relax. We're just watching some YouTube videos. So I had pulled this up earlier, and so it's just Yemeni. I don't know the guy. I already made a video on this guy before. It was the dude that exposed Jim Jeffries for being fraudulent in his interviews and spinning things around. You know what I'm saying? Just making things up, saying that people are saying things that they do not say and making them look bad. Also interjecting footage from past interviews with B-roll that has absolutely nothing to do with the interview, and making people look like terrible individuals. Although, you know, I don't know this man personally. I don't know him, but I know he's pretty controversial. He likes to go out and provoke people on the streets, but he has his right to do so. He has his beliefs, and from what I've seen, like, he's never said anything overtly racist. He has his beliefs, but here he is interviewing Chinese people, saying what do Chinese people think of the Hong Kong protests. I'm not sure if you heard, but I heard that there was some good news going on with that. Some of the demands were met, one of the largest demands, but we won't get into that right now. We're just gonna watch this and see what's going on there.
Listen. I don't give a fuck about his question. Only one China, okay? 一个中国。
Guys. One second.
They're talking about the bullshit. They're talking about the whole bullshit.
You make me sick to us. You make me sick. Do you dare to criticize CCP in Times Square?
You speak in front of the government, just like what you do here, and then you see what you get.
Before that, I have a requirement that my face is all clear, but he has mask. I don't want.
You know why? Because I'm afraid of your government laying finger.
You're afraid of my government.
It's happening everywhere.
You can speak Chinese, but you're afraid of Chinese government.
So you're from China, mainland China?
Yes.
And you don't support the Hong Kong?
Of course not. Hong Kong is part of China forever, from a history and from a fact. Yeah?
So let me ask you, so they've got 5 demands. Are you against their demands?
Of course.
Which demand?
What is 5 demands?
1, retract the extradition bill. 2nd, to retract the riot characterization of the protests. 3rd, to release all the protesters for protesting. 3rd, have an independent investigation team regarding the police brutality. And 5th, universal suffrage and democracy.
Which demand don't you agree with?
Well, because I'm not sure I can speak for all my fellow Chinese, but for me, I don't support separation of Hong Kong.
We don't understand why they want to become independent.
Only one China, okay? 一个中国。
I like Hong Kong actually, but I don't like this independence stuff. It's really stupid.
But they're saying to me that it's not about independence. They're saying that it's about the 5 demands. Do you have a problem with the 5 demands?
I don't really know what you're talking about.
No, they want to become Hong Kong.
When they say free Hong Kong, they're talking about the rioters and the police. They're not talking about independence. Most of them tell me they don't want independence.
But Chinese doesn't do anything to
The extradition bill is interfering.
Extradition bill can apply to the world.
Separation is not even on the table. The 5 demands. Which one of the 5 demands do you have a problem with?
I'm all for peaceful protests. So, like, for the first few weeks, they're making their points. I'm okay with that.
I don't think it's good. It's good thing to withdraw the bill.
The complete withdrawal of the proposed extradition bill. Support?
Oh yes.
None of these are asking for an independent state. Would you be okay with the 5 demands?
No.
No? Just no? How long does it take to kill an extradition bill?
Yes. How long does it take?
It'd take about 10 minutes.
Do you agree with me? Do you agree? It's not going to be 10 seconds.
What he say, if you withdraw the bill, then we have more time to discuss on both sides. If you agree Hong Kong needs to stop the unrest, we need to come to senses. We need to come to senses, withdraw the bill. Let both sides to work together.
If you look at the protests from last 2 months, the people, they attack the police, and even police didn't use any violence, didn't use anything.
The government to withdraw the use of the word riot concerning the protests in general.
Oh, I don't think that's something I don't agree with.
An independent inquiry into the police. Do you agree with that?
Inquiry, yes, but inquiry,
an
not
independent inquiry into the police. Do you support that?
Clarify independent. What?
A third party. So
what
someone that has
third party.
So no, it can't be the police.
It can't be.
It can't be the police.
Essentially, listen to me.
Inquiry into themselves.
Saying that by saying third party, it can't be Chinese.
Well, there's a lot of people in jail for.
Because maybe they are criminals. They are in jail. If you are normal people, why you have to go to the jail?
In China, there's no one in jail for political dissent.
No, you are not Chinese.
I'm asking you. It's a question.
I don't know. I'm just a normal people. I live with happy life.
Unconditional release of the protesters and their charge of job.
If they committed crime.
What about the white shirts? Remember the white shirts? The gangs that went around bashing the protesters. None of them were charged.
That's not your claim.
No, I'm asking you.
But that's not the claim. You're asking me whether I'm for the claim.
You're saying depends what they did. You're saying depending what they did, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did
anyone on both sides of the front, if they did something wrong, they should be charged with the crime they've done.
And I think protesters for pro-Hong Kong would agree with you on that.
I'm born in mainland China. We got newspaper, we got news, we got a bunch of things, but we don't know that. We don't know what the fuck is 896.
What do you watch?
I watch
China State broadcast. Should we trust that?
Should we not? So what's the question you're
the communist government is known for not.
So the point you're making is, as long as communist, it's no good.
Do you have freedoms in communist government?
So we have free. We can say anything as long as you don't against the government. Why you have to against the government? Is that we don't want to involve political things.
Do you dare to criticize CCP in Times Square? Do you have the right to have a rally in Tiananmen Square?
Is it?
That's all. Straightforward. Answer the question.
Okay. Do you have the right to that's a good, fair question. Do you have the right to rally in the square today?
Okay. So we're allowed to rally here is because it's a venue for rally. No. My question.
In Australia, you can rally wherever you want. That's freedom.
Can you?
Anywhere. You can rally anywhere you want in Australia.
So, if they want to have a rally, they have to apply. Same as.
No, you don't have to apply in Australia. You can. We can set up a rally tomorrow. You don't have to apply.
To answer my question.
So just answer this question. Can you rally in China?
Listen. I don't give a fuck about his question. Only one China, okay? 一个中国.
Do these people ask for another China? Are any of these people asking for independence? Are any of them asking for independence? None of them are asking that. I love Australia, but if I don't like the government, I can say I don't like the government. Can you do that?
I love my government. I like my country. I don't have to against them. I don't have to.
I know you don't have to, but can you? Can you criticize the communist government in China?
I can do that.
Can you do that without getting?
I'm still here.
No, when you're there, can you go to China and criticize the communist government?
In what way?
Basically, people can't say what they feel. They haven't got any freedoms.
But they don't agree with that.
The Uyghurs, they can't even have they have a photo of them praying. They're in a concentration camp for a year. So
I know that.
Yeah, I know.
But they're telling me that they have freedoms. They just don't want to use them.
That's why I can't argue against it. It's a stupid argument.
Welcome to China. Welcome to Beijing.
You'll take me to Beijing, and I can say what I want about the government there, and I'm not going to have a problem.
Of course, you can try if you don't believe it.
But that's not the question.
What the question is?
The question is, if you want to, if you feel like the government has done something wrong to you, can you criticize?
The question is, if we want to, if we feel to, but now we don't feel we want to criticize our country.
How many people in China?
1.4
billion. You're telling me 1.4 billion people are happy and don't want to march and rally.
If you wanna 1.4 billion,
I come from a family of 17. They're not happy.
Yeah, you can ask.
1.4 billion people, no chance. I can stand here and tell you right now that I think the Australian Prime Minister is a piece of shit. Can you do that in communist China?
If on the street of China, I can still do that.
If it's on a street of China. Hong Kongers are very nervous of having such an extradition bill with mainland China. That I can understand. They're scared of the communist government. Can you?
I think that is other business, other things.
I told you.
If the majority of Hong Kong want the extradition bill, should they get it?
Wait a
yes
second.
Or no?
Wait a second. During the.
So you should not use your prejudice against Communist Party to form your point of view. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying to read from both.
I'm reading the 5 demands. The 5 demands are very reasonable.
What I'm saying is that you refuse to read the Chinese state media because it's controlled by
corrupt.
I agree with one country, two system.
Yep.
That's what I'm agreeing with. And as to the specifics, I can't say for sure because I'm not a politician.
I think you actually agree with 3.5 out of 5, and I tell you now, if the Chinese government took your position, I think most of the Hong Kongers would walk home after that. The extradition bill is the most important one to them.
It is.
Which means it's a good thing. We can agree on something together.
That's what's really interesting here.
I would shake hands, but not shake hands would be great.
How long you been here?
35 years.
35 years. Yeah. So you just come off a boat now? No.
Why is involved the mainland China? CCP government involved. You don't agree?
Why you not think that is not concern to China?
That's
that
right.
kill the people in Taiwan.
But the extradition bill is they're talking about for.
How you tell me?
But the extradition bill they're talking about.
Support Hong Kong. No need to send the murderer to Taiwan. And
how did we get onto this murderer? This is a random story.
I can't accept it.
It's got nothing to do with it, does it?
No. Why not concern to Taiwan?
You know what?
I'm Taiwan.
God bless.
Very, very upset.
I don't know how we ended up on this random story.
They are not Hong Kong. They are not
I don't know. I feel like killing somebody now.
Yeah.
That's all that. And then I'm gonna run to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
All right, yalla, let's go. That was fun, mate.
So that was actually quite interesting. That wasn't what I expected it to be like, but it was what it was. And what I got out of that more than anything was the fear, not only the fear, not even fear really, it's the indoctrination that communism instills in its citizens, where they think that to be a good Chinese citizen, not even to be a good Chinese citizen, to criticize the government is to criticize China, which is to criticize yourself, which would not be good. So why would you do that? You can't criticize the government because that's criticizing China and the Chinese people, which you are a part of. You're all collective. And so you wouldn't even want to. Why would you even want to criticize the government? It makes no sense. What are you're asking me to criticize China? Like, that's ridiculous. That's just kind of what I got out of that. Like, I don't know. What did you guys get out of that? What did you think? Drop a comment down there below, because it really baffled my mind a little bit. I wasn't, like, obviously I know that communist China is not a good place to be, but that's a little bit more telling. Perhaps we could have a full stream on the extremism in China. Although the full extent obviously wouldn't be to our knowledge, because they like to keep things under wraps, right? But yeah, I don't know. That was interesting to me. Pretty much we got another video here, just one that I wanted to check out. I clicked it and I realized that there were 2 YouTubers that I enjoy watching, so I'll just bring it up. But this dude is a buddy that PewDiePie ended up shouting out. That's not how I found him, but it was so weird when I'd say, yeah, you know, watch PewDiePie every now and then. It's got some good content day to day, not every day, but every now and then. Haven't seen anything in a while, but either way, I saw an episode there, and he shouted out this dude, and it was really interesting to me. I was like, wow, this is a strange, random YouTuber for just the average individual to be watching, but also, you know, it's an interesting thing. It's Buddy. Obviously, if you don't know, Buddy that goes around and chills, does his thing, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, let's fucking watch the video. And if you have anything that you want me to look up, drop it in the comments below. And, hey there, Wonder Bear. Drop it in the comments below, and we'll keep the stream going. If you guys have anything you want to check out, there's more things that I could pull up or whatever, but I don't know. Just keep the chat flowing, and we'll keep the stream going. But we may end it here soon after this video if there aren't many ideas in the direction of where to go. So we're just hanging out, we're just doing our thing. So if it's time to call it quits, it's time to call it quits, right, boys and girls? All right, well, let's get into this video. Well, it's 21 minutes, so we might not watch it all, but we'll watch some of it. And if we get some good ideas, something else to dive into, that's what we'll do.
Good morning, guys, from a city in Russia called Chelyabinsk. Chelyabinsk. Not sure how to pronounce it, but that's what it's called roughly. I'm here with a dude today who's invited me to give me a tour of this magnificent city where he lives. And that chap I'm about to introduce you to is this guy.
Hello Blazers, no fuck is there, and today guys I'm giving a tour of Chelyabinsk, Subotan Bankrupt. You guys have been terrorizing us in the comments for months on when this collab is happening, and it's finally going down.
All right, I mean, that was succinct. It explains exactly what we're going to do. He's going to give me a tour of what is a city that I must say, Roman, when I was on the train coming here, a few people did say, why the hell are you going to Chelyabinsk?
Right,
I mean, it's not got the greatest reputation in Russia.
Totally.
Maybe.
It's Russia's biggest industrial city, I would say. Not much touristic stuff in here. But
okay. But we're going to find some interesting stuff.
Right.
We're going to see maybe some Soviet stuff and some not so Soviet stuff and have a chat and maybe speak to some people, maybe see some Gopniks.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I think there's a few here. All right, shall we start then?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's start the tour. Let's do it then. I think we found our first Gopniks here in Chelyabinsk after just 30 seconds of starting.
They're just taking a nice picture.
They're just taking a picture? I thought he was going to have a shower. Вы будете плавать? Плавать не будет? Ну ладно. They weren't Gopnik. I just presume everyone's a Gopnik in Chelyabinsk, apart from Roman. Seems that's not true.
Yeah, I just look like Gopniks don't have this kind of hair, you know?
You are the least Gopnik Russian I've ever met. So we've come to a camel, you could say. It is a camel, right? It's a statue of a camel. What is it, bronze? I like it. And
you have the Russian coat of arms. Or
Roman is going to explain why there's a camel outside the drama theatre.
Right,
What's
because Bol didn't know this actually, but basically Chelyabinsk was a major waypoint on the Silk Road, which was like a Chinese. Who else was
Marco Polo's route to China.
Right. So Chelyabinsk was a major trade city back in the day. Now it's an industrial wasteland, maybe, but back in the day, guys.
Who knew that Chelyabinsk was on the Silk Road? I had no idea.
Right.
I've just seen a spy, a KGB spy in this city. This is real KGB. Здравствуйте. That was real Chelyabinsk KGB. They know I'm in town.
Right.
And they've come to
looking out for the MI6 agents.
They are. I mean, that guy dresses like an old school spy. What a legend.
He's badass.
Roman showed me an abandoned Soviet monument deep in the heart of the city.
Right.
All there is like flower pots and an old Daewoo, which is how they respect the fallen soldiers
and
in
two beer bottles.
And 2 beer bottles. You don't get much more Russian than that. Let's check it out.
Yeah, a lot of our monuments are actually nicely kept.
Sure.
This is like in such random spot in the middle of nowhere. Like you have parking garages and garages next to it.
Yeah, it's not the most scenic spot, and it's not really in the centre of the city. But here we are in front of the
a monument.
The monument.
Yeah, I think it's World War II. I mean.
Yeah.
But like this whole. It's like we were in Pripyat or something. Like everything, like there's grass growing.
The abandoned Soviet monument of Chelyabinsk. I like it. It's my favourite monument so far in Chelyabinsk. It's better than the camel.
Right, and this is exactly what I've been saying, is that this city is so random. Like, you're gonna have some nice places, and then you're just walking in, and in the center of the city, we have these spots where everything is completely abandoned. Like, this city is just, I don't know, man. It's just so.
It's awesome. I love it. I'm moving to Chelyabinsk.
Kind of abandoned stuff.
Wow. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. А что вы думаете про это здание? Раньше было красивее, наверное.
Наверное, работала когда-то.
Ну да. А что вы кушаете?
Хачапури?
Да? Хорошо. Приятного аппетита. Those are a couple of Chelyabinsk chicks. So if you're looking for a Chelyabinsk chick, come down this road. Don't know why she was walking down here with a sandwich. Roman told me he's going to tell me a funny tile story about tiles. I can't believe there's such a thing as a funny tile story.
Okay, so
but I'm going to hear
if
it.
you look at the ground right now, right, like the entire city of Chelyabinsk is covered in these tiles, right?
Okay.
It's always covered in these tiles, and the thing is that the reason is because we had a city mayor here in the late 90s, early 2000s, and this guy, he owned a factory that manufactured these tiles. So this is the reason why the entire city is covered in these tiles. It's like, just shows you how Russian officials treat their cities.
Are
Just the
you
ability
trying
make
to
some
say,
money.
are you daring to suggest there's corruption in Russia? This is the communist stage. Communist stage? Soviet stage. Everything's communist. Soviet stage. Mum, I told you one day I'd play Chelyabinsk, but now it's happened.
Stuff still goes down here. This is like not abandoned. As you can see, it's pretty well upkept. Like
Russian flags. Picture of Pushkin. There you go. I like it. I like it. I would like to perform here. One day. Maybe, if I don't run off. I know, if I don't run off, and if I'm not scared, I would like to perform here. Maybe it's our my chance. So, where are we now? Where have you brought me to?
This is Chelyabinsk's, it's called Kirovka, but it's called Chelyabinsk's Arbat. And Arbat, if you know, if it's the main pedestrian street in Moscow. And this is the pedestrian street in Chelyabinsk. It has a lot of these interesting like statues. So this is like supposed to be a policeman, I think.
A Russian policeman?
I don't know actually. I think this is supposed to be like imperial or something, right? This is not even in the Soviet times.
Sure.
And
Okay.
He has a pouch for his gun.
He does.
Pretty nice.
What I will say about Russian cities is they do like to have random bronze statues that seem to bear no like relation to the city. Just a random dude standing there, like the policeman.
And we're gonna see a ton of these on the street. This is like the street's main shtick. These statues. So you see, there's another one right there.
There is. Is this because the mayor owns a factory that makes bronze statues?
I don't know. I don't know
he's
about
like,
that
this
one.
city needs some more bronze statues.
Probably, actually.
Is it? Who is it? Is it you in the future?
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Just give me 6 more months.
Valery
My hair
Leontiev.
is gonna be exactly like that. You can feel my.
So now we can reveal who is taller out of the two of us.
Right.
Well, don't go on tiptoes.
I'm
Why
not
are you
on
going
my
on tiptoes?
I'm not on my tiptoes.
Cheat.
I just straightened my back a little bit because I'm walking like this.
Okay, I think we can say that Roman is about 1 inch taller.
Right. I'm supposed to be 6'4".
I'm 6'3". What's 6'3"? I'm shrinking every year. Здравствуйте. А что вы снимаете? Нельзя. Roman said that there's a toilet he wants to show me down an alleyway. Let's check it.
It's really like, it's way too bougie.
Wow, it's
That's
the most famous toilet in Chelyabinsk.
Look
at it.
This is a toilet.
Wow, the toilet is better than most houses in Russia.
Right. Like, what's the need for the toilet to be this grandeur?
Is it that nice inside as well, or is it
Not
built
really,
over the top
not
of a
really. I've
Soviet?
been there.
Wow,
It's
I'm
not.
just.
It's newly built, but it's not that nice.
Wow. Let's ask.
You gotta pay though. It's like 15 or 20 rubles, I think.
Здравствуйте. Самый красивый туалет в России. Я в шоке. Лучше, чем мой дом. I just want to have a look. I'm not even going to use it.
You can spot me from the window.
Wow. Hello. What do you reckon to the toilet? Give me 5 rubles and I'll let you in. What do you reckon to a Russian toilet? The fanciest toilet in Russia. There you go. Можно вопрос? Как вы чувствуете, что вы работаете в самый хороший туалет, наверное, в России? Ну, 100% в Челябинск. Правда ли? Да. Хорошо.
Он похож на петушка.
Potato?
Rooster, like a rooster.
Ah, Boris везде. Ah, she's saying bad things about Boris Johnson, my Prime Minister. How dare she? А что вы думаете о вашем президенте?
Ой, шикарный у нас президент.
Да? Хорошо. I think there might have been some sarcasm there, but okay. Ну ладно, ладно тогда. Не буду мешать еще.
Да, будем дружить.
Hey, спасибо вам большое. Давайте поцеловаться. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, I got my first kiss in Chelyabinsk. Sorry, Alinchik. Now, Roman wanted to bring me to the sex shop called Eroset Sex Shop. Let's see what sort of...
It's actually pretty funny because it's a pun. Because there's a famous like a phone retailer called Evroset.
Ah, and this is Eroset,
right,
like erotic.
Right.
Ah, got you.
So it's like a...
I've got you. And here's like a Russian, where are we? Chelyabinskian woman, all dressed up to go out. And over here, this is how they like play their games in the bedroom here. They dress up as pirates.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, it's Keira Knightley. It's the Keira Knightley of Chelyabinsk. So we're here on the embankment. There's a river that flows through Chelyabinsk called the River
Mias.
The river
is kind of dying, honestly, so it's not in a good
poor
state.
River Mias. Look at it. More bottles and fish. All right then, we're going to look now at a market here in Chelyabinsk, which Roman just told me is in Asia. Unwittingly, I've crossed into Asia without even realizing it. This is, crikey, what is this place?
It's usually not this empty, I don't know why.
This is where you can buy kidneys, like children, sex slaves, this sort of thing that they sell here. Не, я имею в виду, где мы сейчас? Какой континент? Мы Азия, да? Я не знал. А как?
А так домой приезжаю, 15 минут ехать и уже Европа.
This lady says the market here is in Asia, but she lives 15 minutes away in Europe. So every day she commutes. Every day she commutes between Europe and Asia. How amazing is that? Wow, Chelyabinsk gets more wonderful by the minute. Ну да, привет. Как дела, братан? Все хорошо? А, хорошо. Да, нормально.
Из Англии, правда?
Из Англии, правда. Хорошо. Эй, очень приятно, братан. Спасибо. Спасибо.
All right, I dropped out, but I'm back. I have one last thing that I actually really wanted to bring up, and it has to do with the stream from yesterday. And yeah, so before the stream cuts out again, I'm just going to bring this up, and then we're probably going to end it there for this evening. So if you got anything to say, get it in now. Let me hear you in the chats below. So yeah, I'll bring it in here. And not much to say other than yesterday we talked about Chick-fil-A coming to Toronto and there being a mouse in the facility. Well, I said that I'd like to try it, and even though there was a mouse in there, whatever. I said I didn't know when it was opening up. It opened up today. If I had known, I would have went down there. But it's open today. There were mad protests. I could have got some dirty content, but I fucked up. And yeah, so here let's just look at just like a little bit of what was going on. This is from the Rebel, so it's going to be a biased source for sure, but whatever.
So these protesters say that everyone here in this lineup is racist.
I'm not racist.
Do you hate gays?
No.
No, we're actually both gay and engaged. So, yeah.
I'm definitely not racist, as you can tell.
Are you Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
Are you racist?
No, I don't believe so.
Are you Islamophobic?
I'm not Islamophobic.
You hate gays?
No, I don't hate gays.
But you like fried chicken?
I like fried chicken.
And that's
I like
why
the Rebel News.
We're standing here on the corner.
10:30 last night.
10:30 last night. Was it a cold night or was it okay? Around the block, we're expecting some protesters to show up who think that somehow a fried chicken restaurant is going to destroy the gay agenda. We're not sure exactly what the reasoning is. There's also some animal rights activists that are going to be showing up too. I'm not so
hopefully we're back and we're going hard. This is going to be the end of the stream for sure. Shit's lagging, boys and girls.
Friday, and they're waiting in line. Some of these people I think have been waiting here for hours, if not since last night. So we're going to go chat with some of them and see why they are taking time out of their day for fried chicken. This is your spot number one.
Yeah, I've been here since 10:30 last night.
10:30 last night. Was it a cold night or was it okay?
It was okay. It wasn't bad. We were expecting rain. Thank God it didn't. But yeah, it was. I have a sleeping bag and everything, and I was ready to camp out.
Have you had Chick-fil-A before?
Never.
Really?
Yeah.
So what has caused this dedication?
My friends have it. They go to the States a lot and they rave about it, and I watch YouTubers rave about it all the time. So I'm just excited to see how it goes and what it's all about.
Why are you so dedicated for Chick-fil-A?
Good chicken, man.
What do you expect when you get in?
I expect one of the best chicken sandwiches available in Canada.
Do you think that the gay agenda is going to be able to recover now that Chick-fil-A is opened here in Toronto?
Probably not.
It's over?
Yeah, it's over.
I think they got to try the chicken, and I think they'll get over it pretty quick.
We found our fellow here. Do you think that the gay agenda will ever recover now that a Chick-fil-A is opened here in Toronto?
I'm just here for the food, man.
There's supposed to be some protesters here. I think at 10:30 they're slated to show up, and there's obviously some police protection here. Do you think that the police are needed?
I don't think they're needed, but it's always a good to have them just in case it does escalate, because some protesters can get very violent, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't go that way. I'm praying that it doesn't. Love is love, and love has no gender, so we should accept everyone. Don't judge a book by its cover.
I think the efforts are, misdirected. The energy's misdirected.
Hi, why are you here today?
Just to make sure that people know what their money is going towards and that they shouldn't be supporting things that are discriminating against LGBTQ plus people.
Really good. Looking good. Will the gay agenda ever recover from this Chick-fil-A opening? This chicken restaurant has been open for about 20 minutes now. Many people have walked in. Do you think that the gay agenda will ever recover from this blow?
Girl, seriously? This blow? So this was actually just like a thing that we want to try and shut down. The gay agenda has nothing to recover from, we're doing fine.
God bless.
But Chick-fil-A has to get the hell out of Toronto.
I don't think there's any such thing as a gay agenda, and I don't think that it's been heard any.
You're protesting.
Yes.
It's unusual for the old white men to be on this side of the protest.
Not usually, not if you've got any morals.
It's been open for 20 minutes, and they've sold tens of chicken sandwiches. Do you think that the LGBT community will ever be able to recover from this?
I hope we can. Like, God knows we're going to fight for it.
I think we will, because in a sense that, we're out here protesting against this.
Do you think the LGBT will ever recover?
The gay agenda is very strong in Toronto. I hope this place is closed up within a month.
I'd say probably a good 3 dozen or so people have gone in there already. One of them had a Make America Great Again hat on. Do you think that these people who are coming here have racist intentions?
Racist, homophobic, it all overlaps, right? A lot of these people, they have a lot of the same values, and it's not just about homophobia. A lot of these people are also racist.
There was someone in a Make America Great Again hat in this lineup. Do you think they're relishing in this homophobia?
Of course. I mean, it's 2019. Let's all be very honest. We're all educated enough and we're all savvy enough to be able to pay attention. If you're not going to pay attention and know what you're supporting or the ethics behind your supporting, come on now. It's not something we can just shake off and pretend it's not going on anymore.
So these protesters say that everyone here in this lineup is racist. Are you Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
Are you racist?
No, I don't believe so.
Are you Islamophobic?
I'm not Islamophobic.
You hate gays?
No, I don't hate gays.
But you like fried chicken?
I like fried chicken.
And that's
I
why
like the Rebel News.
I'm definitely not racist, as you can
the-
tell.
We're black.
I'm just saying, also, we're here for the chicken. Yeah. Honestly, I think they're protesting hate, causing division in our city. Yeah. We're just here to buy chicken. We came in peace. No one here in the line is causing any issues with anybody here.
You're in line here. The protesters are saying everyone here is racist. Are you racist?
I'm not racist.
Do you hate gays?
Nah, I'm cool with a couple of them.
Nice. You like fried chicken though?
Of course.
Are you homophobic?
Why would I? No.
You just like chicken.
I'm just here for food, yeah.
No. We're actually both gay and engaged. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's awesome. So these protesters obviously don't represent you.
They don't represent me. They represent foolishness in my mind.
We haven't even spoken to anybody. So the fact that they're coming and it's kind of attack. It's attack against people who came peacefully in the line to just buy some chicken. Right now,
LGBT organizations?
right now I feel so attacked.
Do you know? You don't. I'm not being rude. I'm challenging your view. Do you know how many millions of dollars? Do you know how many millions of dollars? Do you know how many
Cluck off, dude. Cluck off, dude.
Do you know how many millions of dollars they put to it?
Just cluck off.
You're looking unhinged.
Okay, I'm going to end it there. I find it very interesting that these people always come in right at the perfect moment to showcase just how, like they just said, unhinged they truly are. As she's saying, we just came here to get some chicken and people are coming up to us. We already feel attacked. This random fucking guy comes up and starts screaming at these women. This fully grown man comes up and starts yelling at two young women. They seem roughly around the same age, but he looks a little bit older. And regardless, this is supposed to be coming from someone who is progressive and come on, like, what is happening? Figure it out, people. Always outraged on the channel. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was a fun night. I think we had some good times. There was a little bit of a break in between, but everything flowed pretty well. We went from, just chilling, doing our thing, to doing some more things. We just hung out. It's not a big deal, guys. If you did enjoy hanging out for the evening, make sure that you drop a like, drop a comment afterwards. Yes, and he did say cluck off. It was pretty good. Make sure you drop a comment in the comment section below, like the video or whatever. It helps promote the video and get other people to see it, because without your help and your promotion, these videos don't really get out there. Only the people that have already subscribed to the channel will ever really see it. There's not much promotion. But I thank you all for tuning in, and I had a really good time. So if you want to keep checking into the channel, keep checking in, want to subscribe, maybe you'll get notifications, but you never really know, so it's not a big deal. Keep checking in. I'll be streaming pretty much every day. So with that being said, my name's Elder. It's been the Open Debate. Be your own hero, kids.